Okay, so today's run starts off kind of in the middle of the town of Middlewich. I'm just going to zoom in, and I'm moored north of those three locks, the three Middlewich locks, just past that road bridge on the 14-day moorings. So I'm headed north, and the only lock of the day is a few hundred yards further on, Middlewich Big Lock. It's a double lock, not a fan of those, but you know, it is what it is. And basically you just head north and northwest past Croxton Flash, which is really nice, and the canal just meanders northwest, takes a little loop by a couple of marinas, Oakwood and Orchard Marina. There's another flash there. After the flashes and the marinas, the canal goes almost due north through a little town, edge of Northwich, well, outskirts of Northwich, called Broken Cross, and there's a pub there as well, popular pub there, and then it goes through the middle of a big chemical works. I think it's the Tatar Chemical Works, not too sure, but it's quite a sight. And then the canal takes a turn to the to the west, heads kind of northwest for a bit. There's a bend, you go around a bend. This is a big country park area, and then you get to there, and that's basically the Anderton area. So I'm going to stop at the services. Hopefully I'll be able to find a mooring somewhere there. Yeah, the whole thing is about 9 or 10 miles, so it's a fair old hike by my standards, and that's why I'm making an early start. So let's see how it goes. Right, let's go quickly. Good morning. Sorry, slightly distracted. It's about just ahead of me and I'm trying to get the front out. Keep the front out. And not bumper. It is very early. Not very, it's 8:15, 8:15ish. Saturday 15th of April. I'm leaving Middlewich. The reason I'm so early is, as usual, a current plough. It's going to get sunny later. So they tell us, if you believe them. Normally I'd kind of wait it out and just, go a little bit later, frankly, have another cup of coffee or something. But it's a bit of a lengthy cruise today by my standards, by my lazy standards. I want to get there sort of early mid-afternoon, the best chance of finding a mooring, because it's a busy place. I'm heading towards the Anderton boat lift area. So not quite sure what's ahead here. I'll see it when I get closer. The vision is very much obscured. So that's the great thing about a canal boat. At 3 miles an hour, even in fog, you see things generally before they become an issue. Famous last words. An hour ago, it was pretty thick. It was thicker than this. Sun's already starting to sort of burn it away. Is that what actually happens? Does the sun just burn it away, or does it just go? I think it just goes. I think it just goes, right, yeah, bugger off. It could be up to 10 miles, I think, this one, and at an average 2 miles an hour, which I think we'd be lucky if we can do that. That's a good 5 hours. Plus there's this lock, and I'm not a fan of double locks. Possibly might have mentioned single double lock, so it's going to take a little bit of a while, and it's got a reputation for having the gates jamming and being difficult to work, and so there could be a couple of issues here. Most of the winter boaters I'm noticing have got the rear canvas covers on the stern, and I've got mixed feelings about it, because I keep the bike here, and that would really get in the way, I think. I don't know where else the bike would go. So I've got to get the gloves ready. These are the sort of the dirty gloves. These are for like bins and things. I've got a cleaner pair that you normally use for locks, because the ladders are full of, can be easily full of muck, slime. It's horrible. Right, now up ahead, unless I miss my guess, this is our lock. Yes, it is. Right, here's where the fun begins. I came through here, I'd say 18 months or so ago, and I had a lot of trouble with one of the gates, it wouldn't close, and I ended up roping in a whole gang of walkers, bikers, and it took like 6 of them to close it, so I'm slightly anxious, but hopefully, you know, what can you do, just give it a go, see what happens. That's part of the fun really, isn't it, I guess. Yeah, look, see, a little bit of rain, towpath turns to pretty horrible mud. Forgot to put the bloody gloves on. Right, let's see what's the score with this. Right, I don't know if that's full or empty or what, really. So my job now is to fill this thing. So, I don't need to raise the thing, do I? I think I'm going to do it this way. That's not too bad. It's been absolutely ages since I've done a full-size double lock. Like, you know, like it might have been like a year or something. So morning. Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Beat the rush today. Right, well, the filling of a lock isn't the most riveting viewing experience, so let's switch off for now. Lock's just about full. I've just pushed it open. These gates are bloody heavy. Compared to the single locks, I want to pull up on this side of the lock if I can and use this side gate on the far end, because that was the one that stuck last time, so I want to stay on this side of the lock. The problem is, if I open this gate, I can't now jump across like I normally do on the narrow locks. I've got to walk all the way bloody round. That's a bit of a pain in the arse, but never mind. Nice. So, the long walk round. I mean, to be honest, sensible boaters do this anyway, even on the narrow locks. They don't take a chance jumping across even the narrow ones, and I get that. Look, normally there's a little walkway alongside for you to step, but you've got to go up the bridge. This is your route, and that's the way ahead. So there we go. Not in the mood for morning pleasantries. Fair play. Nice. Okay. Paddle down. Gate open. I'm going to leave this one closed. Sorry, yeah, closed. I'm going to leave it in the closed position and see if I can squeeze around it. Now, to get this boat across, I've got to give it a little bit of a shove. I don't have to go mad, you think you would, but I don't, to get it over there. But I've got to give it a decent start. So, let's give it that sort of a thing. A bit of an art really, judging how much of a shove the boat needs. Don't know if I've given it enough of a shove really. I guess we're going to find out. I'm now pointing at the gap, the open gate. So it's going very, very slow. The main thing is not to impact the gate that's closed. Whatever else happens, I must not do that. Even a tick over the weight of the boat will damage it. You just can't do that. You know, it's very robust, but it's got a lifespan. It's hideously expensive, and yeah. So trying to do the proper thing, and I'll just give it a slight forward dose. I was drifting in just on momentum there. So the idea now, get off this side, tie the boat up, and then empty the lock. So I need to slow the boat down. Right. So I'm going to tie the boat to that bollard up ahead, just to keep it away from the sill at the back end, with a double lock and a single boat in it, like we got here. There's more scope for the boat to move around as the lock empties and fills and stuff. I'm just going to tie the boat now, I think. I can't put this rope tight because obviously the boat is going to go down, so I need to just pay out a little bit of rope and just put enough around here to hold it. With the rope being wet, I think it's more prone to sticking, so it'll hold. And because the rope is a little bit longer, the boat will tend to move out, as you can see it's doing. But as the water goes down, it'll come back in. But these feel heavier. There must be heavier construction to deal with the extra water. My final double check, both paddles down, gates closed. Bit of a sort of a tinge of nervousness. It's my first big lock in a long time. I want to make sure I don't do anything silly, so I'm going to open this. I'm going to do this the approved way, which is to open it a little bit and watch the boat movement. So I'm going to give it a few turns. That'll do for now. Let's see what the boat does. I think that's not going to achieve much. Yeah, it's going down really slow. Okay, a bit more. I was going to make a joke about being cowardly and all that, but you cannot mess about with these. Now you can see the water coming out now. And the boat is going down, but it's going down very slowly. People who do flights of 27 locks, like Wigan and stuff, on the Leeds and Liverpool will be watching me now saying, one single lock and you're acting like you're terrified. But look, it is going down, but it's going down slowly, so I'm going to go across and open the other paddle and then nip back. Just got to make sure that that rope holds. What I cannot do is have the boat loose in the lock and then I've got to sort of paddle out to get it. It's just a whole, into a world of hurt that you just don't need. It's going down at about the rate it filled. That really could be enough, because there's no rush. There's no boats appearing. Then again, I've got to stop at Anderton for the rubbish. That's kind of mandatory. I can't, I've got so much rubbish now. At least these are easy to work, so that's good. I don't really care which of these gates I go. Oh no, I do. This is the stiff one. So I want to go out the far side. So the boat is swinging across. That's okay. It's not moving violently. That's the thing. And we're nearly down. That level on the outside is not much different from the one on the inside. Again, no problem with the rope. I'm keeping an eye on the boat. Probably I'm coming across a bit paranoid, because it's a double lock. But I'd sort of rather be a bit, there we go, the gate's going now. I'd rather be a bit paranoid, I must be honest, because you can't be complacent at locks. It's terrifyingly easy to sink the boat. So that paddle's down, so I'll go around the safe way. There's the boat in the lock. I need to kind of make a move. So hang on, before I put the paddle down, let's get the gate open. I always do this so that no water imbalance is reached, you know what I mean? Just make sure I'll have no problem. And the gate is just bashing. The gate is just bashing against the boat, so let's get the paddle down. Now the gate's almost open. There we go. Paddle's fully down. The boat is just caught slightly behind the gate. So I could pull it backwards. That's one option. I need to pull it in anyway because I'm using that ladder at the back to get down onto it. Get down on it, I know. There's a song in there somewhere, isn't there? If Richard was here, he'd burst into song. The boat isn't going to bump its way out of that little corner. It's too sharp, the front end, it's not going to bump its way out. So I'm going to drag it. Although, do you know what? Now the gate's just opened of its own accord. As the boat came out and unjammed, that gate swung open. So I've literally just got to get aboard now and drive off. Now this is low enough for me to jump this, so that's good. I don't need to use the ladder. I've just realised it's really low. I'm trying to get the rope through that fair lead that just came out. It's just a lot easier to handle the boat when this rope goes through there like that. So let's lead it aft. Aft, listen to me, sailor boy. Lead it aft, throw it on the roof, and then on myself. Not even a jump, it's a step. And I'll try and get the boat out. Sometimes you want to kneel on the ropes because that was a bit painful. I won't do that again. Do you know, imagine doing like a flight at 27, there's a Wigan flight, 27 knots. Imagine doing 27 of these things. I would be absolutely exhausted after that, honestly. I'll have to do 6 months preparation in a gym. We know that's not happening. But the beauty of it is, for a solo sailor, is those big flights have volunteers on them. So certainly in the summer anyway. Dirty gloves. Dirty gloves. It sounds almost like sort of a... No, it doesn't. I was going to say it sounds almost like a sexual thing, but dirty gloves. They really are filthy. Good news, the boat's just appeared. Boat's just appeared up ahead. He's going straight in the lock. I see how. Cast off and go. And do you know what? Coat off as well. Sometimes. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Take a look at this. There's a bollard there for the water point. Up there. And it's been ripped out of the ground. I mean, boat that's done it, but bloody hell. Can you imagine what shenanigans were going on? They must have been trying to stop the boat from about 7 miles an hour, God knows. You wouldn't catch me doing that kind of thing. Right.